Republic of Nigeria. Senators here with us today, honorable members of the National Assembly who are also here with us today, the Honorable Minister of Information and Culture joining us virtually, the Honorable Minister of State Petroleum Resources of the Department of Petroleum Resources and top management of the DPR, the GMD of the NNPC, the ES of the NCDMB, the ES of PEF and PPPRA, managing directors of the IOC companies who are joining us virtually, and of course the chairman of OPTS, chairman and managing directors of the independent companies who are joining us here, who are joining us virtually and on site as well, the chairman of PETN, chairman of Octon, President NSE, President Coren, and of course, captains of industry, relevant stakeholders, gentlemen of the press, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. According to Cambridge Dictionary, a regulator is a person, organization whose job is to control an activity or process and make certain that it operates as it should. End of quote. The Department of Petroleum Resources has since metamorphosed from just a regulator to a value-creating agency by becoming business enablers and opportunity providers. Today's event, the commissioning of the National Oil and Gas Excellence Center, is not just a step in the right direction, but a patriotic pursuit of safety, value creation, and cost reduction for all stakeholders. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Richmond Osuji. In my capacity as MC, I warmly welcome you to this regional hub for excellence. I welcome you to this Oil and Gas Opportunities House, and I welcome you to the DPR NOGIC Center here in Lagos. And without much ado, Your Excellencies, I would now like to welcome the man who has led the management team of DPR to not only champion this cause, but to fight so hard and ensure that today has come to fruition. We must celebrate his patriotism, and we must celebrate his focus and determination to deliver a center such as this. Join me now to welcome the Director and Chief Executive Officer of the DPR for his address, Engineer Sarki Anwalu, FNSE.
The President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR. His Excellency the Executive Governor of Lagos State, Your Excellency the Minister of State, Petroleum Resources, Chief Tumepri Silva, the Honorable Minister of Information, distinguished Senator, Chairman of the Industry Committees, Honorable Members, Chairman of the Industry Committees, the Permanent Secretary, Minister of Petroleum Resources, the CEOs here with us and virtually with us, Captain of the Industries here present, gentlemen of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed my profound honor and privilege to welcome you, Mr. President, sir, and the Honorable Minister of State Petroleum Resources to this historic event. I would like also to welcome our legislators, the Governor of this state, eminent practitioners, and other esteemed guests who have joined us at this very auspicious occasion. I can say what a beautiful way to begin the year with illustrious President of you, Mr. President, sir, to commission this newly established National Oil and Gas Excellence Center in the DPR Annex here in Lagos, 7 Copper Avenue Street, Victoria Island. We are gathered here to create history together. My special thanks goes to you, Your Excellency, Mr. President, for granting the necessary approval for the establishment of this National Oil and Gas Excellence Center, NOGEC, and for graciously approving the relocation of the department head office to Abuja, therefore creating the opportunity for setting up of this ultra-modern, state-of-the-art integrated National Oil and Gas Excellence Center. The management and staff of this department owe you a debt of gratitude. I must commend the Nigerian oil and gas industry for its tenacity and resilience in the face of several challenges. The journey of NOGEC began with the express mandate of you, Mr. President, sir, for the industry to reduce cost, improve efficiency, and create employment. Based on these directives and the ministerial delivery priorities, the DPR identified 5 key initiatives that will help to achieve the intent of Mr. President's mandate. It is pertinent to note that the entire oil and gas business is hinged on the revenue and safety, which provide the basis of identifying the 5 initiatives that form the pillars of NOGEC. In few words, Your Excellency, sir, the Nigerian Oil and Gas Excellence Center encompasses industry-focused program that will drive strategic mediation in operation, skills and competence development, use of big data, Internet of Things, and artificial intelligence for decision-making, deployment of proven technology for secondary and tertiary oil recovery, as well as coordinated response for emergency. Today, we have concluded the framework and implementation modalities for successful take-up of these programs within the National Oil and Gas Center of Excellence for imminent commissioning. Your Excellency, sir, we have no doubt that the industry now has the resource and platform to interact, cooperate, collaborate, and on salient industry issues that remains impediment to cost reduction, safe operation, and optimum value optimization. Mr. President, sir, we are grateful for your visionary leadership and stewardship to drive Nigeria's energy security and economic sustainability agenda. We are also thankful to the Honorable Minister of State, Petroleum Resources, whose commitment to the industry growth has led to the establishment of this excellence center and landmark achievements. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, may I once again heartily welcome you to the National Oil and Gas Excellence Center, the Integrated Industry Resource Center to enhance safety, value, and cost efficiency. Thank you, and you are welcome.
Can I? That is the CEO of the Department of Petroleum Resources that has just delivered his welcome address, Sheikh Awolu.
Thank you very much, Engineer Saki Onwalo,
where he gave credence
Director and Chief Executive
to the efforts
Officer
of Mr. President in ensuring that this dream becomes a reality today. He gave credence to the efforts Mr. President gave to them in ensuring that this center today becomes what we are all seeing. He said the center will ensure operations that are competitive and
the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Chairman of the Senate committees that are relevant to the oil industry, and Chairman of the committees of the House of Representatives, let me at this point stand on the protocol already established. It is my profound delight to warmly welcome all in attendance, both physically and virtually, to this historic event, the commissioning of the National Oil and Gas Excellence Center, NOGEC, situated at the DPR Annex in Lagos. You will recall that immediately following our inauguration as ministers of the Federal Republic, 9 key deliverable priorities were handed down to the Ministry of Petroleum. Thanks to the formidable leadership of His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari, who is also the Honorable Minister of Petroleum Resources, we have continued to implement sustainable reforms and policy directions in the Nigerian oil and gas industry, targeted at driving optimum value from our petroleum resources for Nigerians. The National Oil and Gas Excellence Center, which is being commissioned today, is a testament to the successes achieved in this regard. NOGEC has been carefully designed to support the achievement of the ministerial priorities, significant amongst which are cost reduction, increase in production, and value optimization in the industry. The center, under the direct supervision of the Department of Petroleum Resources, will leverage the existing capacity of the National Data Repository, NDR, as a principal data warehouse of the industry to drive initiatives that will enhance safety, value, and cost efficiency across all operations in the industry. The establishment of the National Oil and Gas Excellence Center is not only a response to a safer, cost-efficient, and sustainable oil and gas industry, but also a strategic move to position Nigeria as a regional and global leader in cost efficiency, breakthrough solutions, and value-added services for the industry. Accordingly, and to achieve the aforementioned 3-pronged value drivers of safety, value, and cost efficiency, the integrated NOGEC complex encompasses the following 5 units: Search, Rescue, and Surveillance Command and Control Center, National Improved Oil Revenue Center, Oil Recovery Center, Oil and Gas Alternative Dispute Resolution Center, Oil and Gas Competence Development Center, and Integrated Data Mining and Analytics Center. Let me take a few moments at this point to highlight the main elements of each of these centers to underscore its role in driving cost reduction, increasing production, and enhancing value for the industry. Search, Rescue, and Surveillance, SERAS, is a flagship program of the center designed to enhance safety management, emergency preparedness and response, and routine transportation for bed space management. SERAS will therefore drive cost reduction and improve operational efficiency across the industry. Conservatively, it is projected that upon full implementation of SERAS, the annual industry expenditure for offshore and remote locations, flight logistics, and emergency response will reduce by up to 50%. A significant gain. A significant gain towards our target of reducing cost per barrel across our operations. The National Improved Oil Recovery Center, on the other hand, is designed to promote the implementation of improved and enhanced oil recovery technologies to arrest the incidences of production decline and resultant high cost in many assets, especially in the matured Niger Delta Basin. In essence, the center will trigger secondary and tertiary recovery operations in the industry. The center will collaborate with operators, global technology centers, international oil and gas regulators, and other relevant parties to leverage experiences and best practices for application in Nigeria. Expectedly, the foregoing measures will result in reserves growth, production increase, field life extension, improved asset cycle cost, and reduced cost per barrel, all with positive impacts on national economy and investors' profitability. In another vein, the Oil and Gas Alternative Dispute Resolution Center is created to arrest the prevalent value erosion attributable to suboptimal development or non-development of oil and gas assets due to lingering disputes in the industry. The center shall offer arbitration, mediation, and conciliation services utilizing industry's technical experts who will provide fair and balanced resolutions of industry-related disputes from an informed position. The center will take advantage of resources of the NDR to ensure alternative dispute resolutions that results in value optimization in terms of resource growth and global competitiveness. By the same token, the other two units, namely the Integrated Data Mining and Analytics Center and the Oil and Gas Competence Development Center, are structured to position Nigeria as a top-tier destination for credible, bankable, and investment-grade data in the oil and gas industry to serve as a regional hub for competence development, respectively. These centers will provide cost-effective data and analytics solutions for investors, financiers, operators, as well as resources for oil and gas capacity building and trainings. In conclusion, I wish to assure all that NUGEC represents a state-of-the-art integrated facility that will provide the oil and gas sector with the much-needed technical and resource capabilities for stability, growth, safe operations, and cost efficiency for the benefit of all stakeholders. We are confident that this center will support the attainment of Mr. President's clear development imperatives for the sectoral growth and the industry performance targets set by the ministry for a fortified oil and gas sector. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, I warmly welcome you to this event and congratulate the Nigeria oil and gas industry for this laudable achievement. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you very much, His Excellency Chief Timothy Silva, the Honorable Minister of State Petroleum Resources.
address of welcome, where he said the formidable leadership of Mr. President in implementing sustainable reforms to drive optimal performance of the oil and gas industry has brought to the birth of this center, which he explicitly explained are categorized into 5 spaces. He said the center will
Excellence Center, better known as NODEC, is structured to drive 3-pronged objectives that are critical for oil and gas industry stability, growth, and sustainability. They are safety, value, and cost efficiency.
Nigeria is once again fully open for those willing to conduct business in a fair and equitable way.
The center will afford the Nigerian oil and gas business and industry the crucial elements for competitive advantage in the changing landscape.
The oil and gas industry will introduce and harness new technologies and ideas that will lead to development of new strategies that will attract and enhance inflow of foreign investments.
The integrated center will also entrench Nigeria's status as a regional leader and position the nation for significant global impact in the provision of value-added services and breakthrough solutions for the industry in years and decades to come.
Our focus is to look at what is best for the industry that will create more value for Nigeria.
In order to comprehensively cover key areas of the industry and target the 3-fold values drivers of safety, value, and cost efficiency, the integrated NODEC complex is structured to house the following centers. 1. Search, Rescue, and Surveillance Command and Control Center. 2. National Improved Oil Recovery Center. 3. Oil and Gas Alternative Dispute Resolution Center. 4. Oil and Gas Competence Development Center. And 5. Integrated Data Mining and Analytics Center. Search, Rescue, and Surveillance (SERAS) is an industry-wide program established to enhance safety management, emergency preparedness and response, as well as bed space management and logistics services across the industry. SERAS will entrench safe practices, drive cost reduction, and improve operational efficiency across the industry. The SERAS Command and Control Center (CCC) is established at the National Oil and Gas Excellence Center, Lagos, while 2 other Rescue Coordination Centers (RCC) will be set up at Osubi and Brass in the first instance for effective coverage of areas of operations. The National Improved Oil Recovery Center is established to formulate and implement strategies for improved and enhanced oil recovery methods in the Nigeria oil and gas industry for the purpose of achieving maximum production at the lowest possible cost. Oil and Gas Alternative Dispute Resolution Center offers arbitration, mediation, and conciliation services for the industry. The center will leverage industry technical experts to provide fair and balanced resolutions of the industry's related disputes from an informed position, as well as access to robust data from the National Data Repository. The Oil and Gas Competence Development Center is a world-class center of excellence that will serve as the innovation hub for the oil and gas industry in Nigeria and beyond. The center will feature state-of-the-art training facilities, meeting rooms, conferencing, electronic library, digital visualization center, co-working spaces designed to stimulate creative thinking to proffer solutions for the technical and business challenges facing the energy sector. The Integrated Data Mining and Analytics Center will provide a platform for appropriate analysis of industry data to provide meaningful insights that will enable effective decision-making for investment, asset development, portfolio management, and operational excellence.
Indeed, the center is going to be for operational excellence and optimization of our industry's resources. to commission and launch these very center today. It is now my pleasure and privilege to move all the way to Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory, as I welcome His Excellency Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, to do us the honors after addressing us. Your Excellency, the stage is yours.
Your Excellency, the Governor of Lagos State, members of the National Assembly, the Chief of Staff, honorable ministers, the National Security Advisor, senior government officials, Group Managing Director, NNPC, Director, Chief Executive Officer, Department of Petroleum Resources, Captains of Industry and Developmental Partners, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It is my pleasure to be virtually presented for the commissioning of the National Oil and Gas Excellence Center at the Department of Petroleum Resources, Annex 7, Kofo Abayani Street, Victoria Island, Lagos. This center opens a new set of opportunities for the Nigerian petroleum industry in terms of investments, cost reduction, safety in operations, and capacity development. The establishment of the National Oil and Gas Excellence Center aligns with our administration's commitment to foster stability, growth, and sustainability of the Nigerian oil and gas industry, consistent with the economic development and sustainability agenda articulated in the A, National Petroleum Policy 2017, B, National Gas Policy 2017, C, Economic Recovery and Growth Plan, and D, Economic Sustainability Plan 2020. You will recall that at the beginning of this administration, we set a clear roadmap for the oil and gas sector in order to increase value from the nation's huge resources, potentials, and create opportunities for investors, both local and foreign, when I declared that Nigeria is open for business. I am delighted that since then we have witnessed major financial investments in the sector, such as the AKK pipeline project, the NLG Trail 7, and the completion of issue of the 5,000 barrels per day water refinery. Our renewed drive, economic diversification through the oil and gas industry as a pilot remains on track as we expand government revenues and deploy it to our own gross domestic product, generate employment, and contribute to eliminating poverty in Nigeria. This National Oil and Gas Excellence Center will serve as an integrated resource complex to drive safely, value, and cost efficiency in the industry. It is therefore another milestone in the development of oil and gas sector and the realization of greater value for the country. In 2020, global economies were faced with unprecedented challenges and severe shocks in the wake of the coronavirus pandemic and the attendant consequences therefrom. Nigeria has not spared from the impact of the coronavirus, oil price crash, and OPEC+ production cuts, with direct impact on government revenue projections and the national economy. However, we are emerging more resilient in 2021, owing in part to efforts of the agencies of the Ministry of Petroleum Resources, who work under my leadership and the direct supervision of the Honorable Minister of State Petroleum Resources, to keep oil and gas production levels stable, optimize government revenues, and ensure domestic energy security. The creation of the National Oil and Gas Excellence Center at this time is further demonstration that the Nigerian oil and gas industry has come of age, even against the odds. The center will serve as oil and gas industry cost reduction center and hub for industry best practices, technical support, and competence. It will also act as oil and gas techno-economic bureau to support government and its entities in policy development and implementation efforts. Above all, the Integrity Center will enhance the contribution of oil and gas sector to the nation's GDP, as well as strengthen Nigeria's position as regional leader in the oil and gas industry. While acknowledging our achievements, we must not relent. We must redouble our efforts and confront the challenges of global energy dynamics, resurgence of the coronavirus, unstable oil prices, and need for development of alternative energy. I therefore charge you all to rededicate yourselves to national duty and take full advantage of this excellent center to meet the challenges confronting the industry. On our part, we will spare no effort to ensure that Nigeria gets the maximum benefit from the huge natural resources. We will continue to leverage oil and gas for development and pursue our economic diversification drive across all sectors. I urge all industry practitioners and stakeholders to join me in this task of nation building to realize abundant opportunities in our country. I would like now to commend the Honorable Minister of State Petroleum Resources, the Director, Chief Executive Officer of Department of Petroleum Resources, and the entire staff of the Department of Petroleum Resources on the actualization of this Excellence Center. It is now my pleasure to commission the National Oil and Gas Excellence Center, as I hereby direct the Honorable Minister of State Petroleum Resources to cut the tape and reel the plague and declare it open on my behalf. Thank you, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Shall we rise for the national anthem, please?
We may be seated.
Mr. President just declared open the National Oil and Gas Excellence Center here in Lagos. Mr. President, while delivering his speech, reiterated the resolve of his administration to ensure continued growth in the oil and gas industry
in the front row,
for national
which is the
development.
legislators,
The
Minister,
National Oil and
PS,
Gas Excellence
the
Center
director of the
in
ESNCDMD,
Lagos
to go
is
and
built
cut
on 3 pillars
the ribbon
to
as
drive
directed by Mr.
safety,
President.
value and cost
Everything they will
efficiency.
do from the first
The
floor
Honorable
to
Minister
the
of State
last
Petroleum
floor of this
Resources, Chief
center,
Timmy
you will see
Silva,
on the screen.
while delivering his
So please, I ask
address,
that we remain seated.
explained
We're
explicitly
bringing you
the
everything
major
live.
things that
Those who
the
are
center will be
online,
focusing
those
on in
who
Lagos.
are watching
He
on
said
television,
the
you are going to see
center will
everything. We're
focus
streaming
on
everything
research,
live. I'm
rescue
actually
and
talking to those in
surveillance.
the room now. Those of
He
you
also said
in your
that the
offices and
center
your
here in
homes,
Lagos
do not social
will
distance with your
will look
devices.
at
You
national
are safe where you are, don't
improved
worry.
oil recovery,
Okay, so please,
and also that
let's
the
kindly
center
keep
will
to
look at
these
gas alternative
protocol
dispute
guidelines
resolution,
for the ribbon cutting.
while
That said,
the Competence
I would
and
like to
Development
very
Center
respectfully
will also
invite now His Excellency
handle
Chief
its
Timmy Silva,
own
sir, as you will
in
be led
the
by
area
the
of building
director,
competence
sir.
and development.
This is
He
your
specifically
baby, so
said
please lead
that
Honourable
the oil
Minister
and gas alternative
and proceed.
dispute
I'll be joining you
resolution
there.
center
So please remain seated in the hall. Everything will be
will
streamed live for you.
to address
Thank you.
suboptimal development of oil and gas assets associated with lingering disputes and its attendant consequences. As we can see from the screen, the dignitaries and led by the Honorable Minister of State Petroleum Resources, Chief Timothy Silva, are walking towards the entrance of the center to unveil the center, while accompanied by other captains of industry that are seated in the hall. They are heading to the entrance of the building to unveil the building for operations. The building has been declared open by His Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, where he reiterated and said that his administration will ensure that the oil and gas industry continue to ensure growth and development. Now we'll hand over to the Honorable Minister.
This National Oil and Gas Excellence Center for the benefit of the oil industry and Nigerians in general, to the glory of God.
The Federal Ministry of State Petroleum will now be heading in to unveil the
Department of Petroleum Resources, National Oil and Gas Excellence Center, 7 Kofua Bayomi Street, Victoria Island, Lagos, commissioned by His Excellency Muhammadu Buhari, President, Federal Republic of Nigeria, on Thursday, 21st January 2021.
Which floor? Each floor.
here, please. There's a second lift here. 6.
So the phone don't go there.
The Honorable Minister of State Petroleum Resources, Chief Timothy Silva, in the building, accompanied by the Chief Executive Officer of the Department of Petroleum Resources. They're taking a tour of the facility to inspect the center and have an overview of the building. Right there is being led by the Chief Executive Officer to be shown around each department and how each department will be functioning by the time it becomes operational. The CEO of the Department of Petroleum Resources explaining to the Honorable Minister of State Petroleum Resources what this particular department will be doing when the center becomes fully operational. It's been taken to other departments in the building. That is the center where we'll have the National Oil and Gas Excellence Center that will ensure safety, value and cost efficiency in the oil and gas industry, as we all know that this is critical to the oil and gas industry sector.
That was drilled, that we don't have record of it, that we cannot analyze it fully with all the visuals and calculations. So we do believe this facility and the trigger of information we have is now good enough for us to harness and get the benefit of this history as well as confidence for the industry to grow and drive costs down. We have able men and women that are working tirelessly to put this data together, and all the kinds of data that is essential to make oil as cheap as possible out of the reservoir, we have it here. We use best available technology, and we have support of all the international best renowned companies that are engaged in this business, that we are working together to ensure that we utilize this facility. Yes, sir. And we have, it's going to be very interactive. People are coming to get information, seek information, and also develop capacity and competence of everybody in terms of people that will now take this data and make it meaningful and change it into cost reduction and more money to be made. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
The Minister of State Petroleum Resources, Chief Timothy Silva, still being conducted around the center to see for himself what the center will be doing. We just saw on the screen where the Chief Executive Officer of the Department of Petroleum Resources showed him around and took him to where some members of staff are seated to carry out their task. So the CEO explained to the minister what those members of staff will be doing by the time the center becomes operational. He's still being taken around the facility to see for himself.
All the information we are getting, all information that we are getting, we are announcing and putting it into our enterprise data warehouse, as well as getting the information to be functional, big data, information that we get from the machines and from the interaction of the machine from the operation. We put it together under this integrated data mining and analytics center. And we have equipment in the center to validate and verify what needs to be done and analyze out of this center. But the first, I would like to introduce you to our Agile Software Lab. In this Agile Software Lab, we use our internal resource and capacity to develop all systems and processes that will enhance profitable oil and gas exploration, production, processing, and marketing, and also boost transparency for Nigeria. For example, we have Nigeria Oil Gas Asset Beneficiary Ownership Register, where we develop a register that anybody with any interest in Nigerian oil and gas asset will capture and put the register. And this is developed by Nigerians in Nigeria for Nigeria. This improves a lot of confidence in DPR and their leadership, that we are very transparent, because you can just come to DPR and know who owns what. That will give you confidence to invest. And this is developed not by any consultant, but our people. 24 of them, 2 teams, that develop source code to solve issues and give value for money for whoever intended to invest. And while the lab is here, the team is creating as much solution as possible based on the enterprise resource that we use. We keep the other side for training and development. And you can actually come here, mine the data, yes, print the data if you want. For example, this is just a sample print we have here. This is a print of, we select Kaduna State. And we print this using the printer, Kaduna State. This is just a special distribution of oil and gas in Kaduna State. We have all the most plants. Anything you see here is a filling station with the name, landmark, add-on. That is why when we mention we have 9,000 filling stations that are ready to carry gas for the gas expansion program. This is the system we use to actually identify those filling stations. So you can see where we put add-on. Anywhere you see this add-on, that station is ready to add gas. So when they come to license, what we do is to say you are ready for add-on, we identify. So every state in Nigeria will have this. And we have, if it is gas filling plant, even if the station is it has approval to construct, that is ATC, we have it. If there is railway, we put it. If we have our own office in that state, we put it. So that is why we believe this facility is ready for somebody that wants to establish filling station. For example, here, they say, no, it's chopped up. You can see, you cannot sell. But you can get somewhere here to establish. That gives investor confidence, and it gives ability for people to have access to this data. For the metropolis, this is it. For the state, this is it. And we can zoom it to local government, to any area we want, and we print. So that is why we believe the center will be very expedient in enhancing and developing business. And so we have this. So the enterprise data warehouse, like this is daily associated gas balance report. Every day, we know what the gas is, what the oil is, produced water, for everything that relates to oil and gas, we have it on daily basis. Yes, we have it on daily basis, so we can do reconciliation and see exactly what are we really having. So the era of saying that Nigeria doesn't know what we produce, what we sell, what we live, is over and over and over, because this is it. You can even come and see it, because that is why we established that EDW, the Enterprise Data Warehouse. We warehouse the data as we get to production. And these young men and women, Nigerians, they are passionate of getting this to really make the country to stand in and run as one of the major oil and gas players in the world. So that is what we have, sir.
The Honourable Minister still taking round the National Oil and Gas Excellence Centre. The centre is structured to accommodate 5 various centres, including Research, Rescue and Surveillance Command and Control Centre, National Improved Oil Recovery Centre, Oil and Gas Alternative Dispute Resolution Centre, Oil and Gas Competence Development Centre, as well as the Integrated Data Mining and Analytical Centre. So the Honourable Minister is being taken around each of those centres to see facilities on ground to ensure smooth operation.
Yes, sir. In this, why we make it a flagship? Because this is an operation that happens every day. As we speak, there's no change. As we speak, there are ships, people going and coming. And we need to really tackle and know who is going, who is coming, and what kind of facility that we use to really go and come. And that is where the money is, because you have to pay. We have to reduce the cost of aviation. $7,000 per hour is not acceptable. We have to reduce it through cooperation. And we have facilities that will help us achieve that. So,
The National
this is
Oil Recovery Center.
the command and control center that we set for the flagship of the program. We have our own servers, and for now, we can tell you total number of people working offshore right now, people that exchange today, people that are coming tomorrow. So we believe if we can get account of those people with their nationality, with their training, with number of Nigerians there, number of Americans, Europeans, Indians, we all know real time. And those are the people that are there. So with that, we can really plan, and we know the movement, and we make the best stress management, and we get if there's any emergency, we know the medical history of that person that called for an emergency. And so if you look at this, just to show the offshore movement, I think this is today's offshore movement. And we have 96 people. This is real time. We have their names, we have their age, we have their nationality, we have everything as we speak today. So it is functional already. So all that we need to do is to make sure that this movement and frequency that is really managed and controlled, rather than paying, rather we have to cooperate and make sure that since this data is live, is functional. And we have history, we can go back 2 years, 3 years, we try to capture, and we can really focus. For example, if during COVID, when we see, the surge, we know the movement and we control. Like so far as we speak now, we have 96 people that move in and out of Nigerian offshore industry. And that will cover not only offshore, land, swamp, and everywhere. And that is why we create and integrate wisdom into the program. So that even the downstream facilities, we have the inflow and interaction of people in those facilities.
You have the highest number of movements.
Yes, right now. Chevron. You see, Chevron have the highest number. They're mobile. So you can actually see and get, you can filter by company, by location. So you will now manage the equipment, which helicopter is running, and we need to have this capacity to really manage the movement, as well as capacity to manage the incident if it happens. And even now, the system with the launching has capacity to manage security emergencies. Because if there's any attack, we will get at least the first information. If there's anything, we can get first information. So that is Mercedes. And we believe this as flagship of the entire center, because this is what is live now, and we roll it. It will definitely drive cost and enhance benefit for Nigeria and the industry. Kudos to your leadership.
We have 0 flows.
The Minister of State Petroleum Resources, Chief Timothy Silva, still inspecting some of the facility on ground. It was just shown a monitor where the CEO explained to him some of the diagrams that were shown on the monitor to monitor events on ground when things happen. Now the minister has been taken to another center, which is the National Data Repository Center. Here it will be told what the center will be doing.
Of the entire program, the National Data Repository. This is where all the data come, not only the data that will fit the login, but the data of the entire industry. And I'm sure all of you, Minister, you visited this place, and some of us are here, but you can see the improvement we made in getting this supporting removed. Right. Let's start with right. We start with right first. This is where we see things. So, sir, this is the industry. Yes. This is the Nigerian oil and gas industry. The entire industry across the value chain sits here. All the information that we get, whether it's subsurface, operational information, human information, management, everything. This is where it is. This is the server. This is where all the information is getting. We have this physical, we have it in the cloud, and we have a disaster recovery center elsewhere. And we make sure that if everything goes, the recovery center is there. And the difference between this one, the cloud, and the disaster recovery center is just 2 seconds. 1 second between this one and our cloud, another second between this one and the disaster recovery. So this one, we recently improved and increased the capacity to about 200 terabytes storage, and we have physical storage beside this, where we keep tags, where we keep information about all the historical data, active data, relevant data, cost data, data for academia, as well as data that is cost, because we have data companies that go and do seismic, get their data, they put it here. They don't process data, they bring it here, and they sell to the government revenue. So this is the heartbeat of it. And we go these offices, we have people that work here 24/7. There is no Saturday, no Sunday. They live here, they control, they see what this gadget is doing, together with all the civil location, and they advise. And if they see any search, they advise. We have people here that say 2/7 on shift of 12-hour basis. So that is how they manage this. Yes. So sir, when the data, just to have the strength of the data, you see, now I'm the director, but I don't have access. I deactivate my access after the data processing of the marginal field. We only have one person in Nigeria that have access to this. But I intend to expose him today and remove him and nominate another one. So that he will open, you see what is there. But if he open, he will no longer be. So after I remove my own, because that room actually is the real This is the Federation Center for the entire business of oil and gas.
This is where we control the productions and volume. This is where we know who produces what, at what rate, at what time, and how much do you produce? How much oil do you lift out of Nigeria? Who is lifting? Where are you taking it to? So this is what we have, and you select any field. Let me select Agbami. Take us to Agbami. You will see the real production there in Agbami. You can reconcile the volume. You will see it. This is Agbami as we speak. Currently, there is no export ongoing. That's yes. And these are the tank levels. All the tanks are captured here. So you see, sir, the areas of saying that we don't know what we produce is not there. We know, even the tankage, we know the volume as you produce into the tank. And as we load, we follow, we track all the ship that is coming to Nigeria. Zoom to Nigeria, please. Let us see the ships that are coming to our country. And we see it on real basis, real-time basis. As you load, you see the change in draft for the ship. If it gets, and you see the volume, and you see you get the field where the loading is, and you reconcile, you know, this is the volume that is there. And you see, this is Usan. No. Okay, the loading program. Yes, the loading program. Okay. These are come down and see what is actually loaded. Yes. Let's just go on. So we forecast. We even know how much. For example, in February, we know the estimated loading that will come. So we will now program it, whether it is oil, whether it is condensate, which ship is coming to pick, where it is taken to. In fact, we use this tool to know who is buying Nigerian crude, who is supplying us with products. We all manage it from here. So we know the trade volume between Nigeria and any country. And this, we believe, is, for example, this is the export. This is the monthly export. This for 2 years. You can
this is monthly. So each bar is 1 month. So let's go to December, which is just concluded. As we can see, in December, about 55.23 million barrels was exported, and India alone, 10.57 went to India.
And you see the off-takers. I think China in December got 0, UK got 0,
yes.
But Italy got 1.9 million barrels from us. US have 3.2 million barrels, 3.27. So it goes this record on real time and archiving to know exactly what volume of crude we produce, we sell, and what volume of product we import and we distribute. We can even zoom to see the port of discharge of product and the port of destination of crude. All this we have this capacity and capability. So if we can even see here, if there is any vessel that is not registered, we know that vessel is taking maybe stolen product. We normally have an advice that we give Nigerian Navy that there is vessel in so place, you need to really take action. And in most cases, they take action. And every time we see this, you see that we use this, and this place also is managed 24/7 because the loading is being managed 24/7. So they are working on shifts. Those are the people that we leave here pending the completion of the DPRO head office, where we will now replicate and duplicate the facility over there. Where is loading taking place?
This is Wari Tank Farm. Mm-hmm. Yes, we can see a vessel bedded here. So if it is not expected, our people, we have an analysis and forensic team set up 24/7 that are supposed to be reconciling what is ongoing with what is actually approved. If we see any vessel that, for example, doesn't have a license to be there, it will be flagged up, either for coastal vessel for shift to shift or vessels bringing in or taking out crude. So they are actually monitored. Each vessel that comes into the shores of Nigeria, this platform is designed to ensure that anything that comes into Nigeria, we capture it and we advise accordingly.
And it's suitably designed for DPR because we conceive it and we give it to them. Then, sir, this will interest you more, sir. Yes. I think before we start with the dynamic and trade management, let's go to, because this is a so this is Nigerian Gas Commercialization Program. You've been asking me why the delay. Actually, this is what we program. Every flare point in Nigeria is programmed here with the volume, with the location, and we capture it on real time. We reconcile with the volume. With that volume, we see. Because as it is now, we go on with the program. We don't know what we are taking. We rely on the companies, but right now we rely on our data, so we know the exact volume. And you can take any location. Please just let any location and zoom the location. You see the flare. You see the facility, you see the owners, you see the operator, you see when it was discovered, and you get all the historical data. And you can now adequately now say this volume is for this, and you finish off the program and you issue out. Through this, we discover that there are more flare points than initially declared because we account for the volume. We know where the volume is, we map it out, we know where the facility is because we were challenged. Those off-takers, they're saying they don't have access to the site. But what if we give you the picture with the Google map, everything you see, you can take it. And we have the actual volume in which you can take, in which you can now know and make decision and take decision. So, and with this, sir, it now catapults us to another thing, which this initiative made us to create this dynamic acreage management, whereby at any time we know how every OPL and OML is performing, because it's live. It's something live, and it's something that is creating wealth for the nation. So we map out every acreage with the local government, with the community, with everything, because we give for attribution, for calculation of sharing of wealth, we give the attribution. So to stop that issue of this is in my state, this is it, we now use this dynamic acreage management and we put it to really print out of it and give it to Revenue Mobilization and Fiscal Commission with impeccable data, no issue. So that is why you see, sir, within the last 8 months, there is no argument. No state is arguing that I'm getting less or I'm getting more. And what we are trying to use for is to improve security of this facility. Because if it is down, then the state will have less money. If they complain that this month we have this money, we say, no, so field is down, no production. So you only get the 13% derivation come from production. And it's down. So that is why everything now calm down. So this is it. Okay. So we go to first floor. Is it like the same after the first floor?
We have another meeting there about to start.
No problem. We will go to first floor. Yes, sir. We need to show first floor.
The Honorable Minister of State Petroleum Resources, Timipro Silva, still being led by the General Manager, the Director and the Chief Executive Officer of the Department of Petroleum Resources, Awal, taking him round for inspection of some of the facilities on ground to ensure smooth operations of the center. He's been taken round to see some facilities on ground, and what I said earlier on is that the National Improved Oil Recovery Center is said to ensure that it formulates and harness and implement strategies, methods for improved and enhanced oil recovery methods in the Nigerian oil and gas industry for the purpose of achieving maximum production at the lowest possible cost. And all this, the director explained to the Honorable Minister that the center is meant to drive growth of the oil and gas industry. The Integrated Data Mining and Analytical Center, the CEO explained to the Honorable Minister that it will provide platform for appropriate analysis of industry data to provide meaningful insights into sustainable solutions and decision-making for optimal excellence, investment and planning purposes. Right there, the Honorable Minister and the CEO of the Department of Petroleum Resources, as well as other executive members of the Department of Petroleum Resources, are out of the center after taking a tour of the 5 key areas that will be handling various aspects. Now the minister is out and the CEO also out after taking a facility tour of the center. The National Oil and Gas Excellence Center that was inaugurated by His Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, is set to begin operation for...
After going through the Excellence Center that the Nigerian oil and gas industry has come of age. We are now looking at the softer issues to enhance recovery, to ensure that our costs are down. But the problem we have had in Nigeria is that our cost of production has been too high. So a lot of these things that have been put in place will definitely bring down the cost of production, which will improve the government safety. Issues around safety and regulations also in all of this. In particular, I said before, I mean, these are softer issues. This is also going to improve this.
From the entire outside broadcast crew here in Lagos, I am Abolade Salami, handing you over to the studio.